best speakers that I've ever seen. And the sad thing was I didn't listen to them for years. You know, I was able to lose 40 pounds. At times, actually, you could say 50 pounds. In 2008, when I spoke, I was close to 200 pounds. About, well, you guys are on that other thing. But no, man, I lost like a quarter of my weight, you know, by switching my diet, working out with some of the best fitness people and having information on some of the best fitness and diet and even doctors. So what we got today is Mark Ottobre. Man, yeah? Ottobre? I'm so sorry, but the thing is he's talking about some of the ways to treat your body the way that you should, right? Supplementation, fitness, the importance of it, and the mentality of why you would need to live with that mindset and make your life better. I'll tell you this before I bring him on stage. What I've noticed in these conventions, what guys walk away with the most, it has nothing to do with stuff that I say. I wish it was, but it has everything to do with what guys have done with their fitness, body, and lifestyle, and that's going to come from guys like this. So come on stage, man. I'm excited to hear. Take it away, brother. Cool.
All righty. Thank you all for having me here. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me today, so, you know, big props and big thanks. So my name's Mark Ottobre, or otherwise known as Maximus Mark. I have a blog, and obviously I'm the owner of Enterprise Fitness, which is a personal training company. Before we get rolling, I just want to make mention to a couple of things, which is in context. I just want to know, so I can kind of deliver a more tailored speech for you guys today. Who in the room is more after the, I guess, health point of view of wanting to know what they need to do with their health, just by a show of hands, okay? Who would be more interested in hearing about, I guess, the performance aspect of how do I increase my bench press, how do I increase, you know, get six-pack, all these other things? So it's probably more towards the performance and fitness, which is good to know, good information. So we'll get rolling. So firstly, about me, why do you want to listen to me for the next hour? Well, I'll tell you my story in brief so I can give you as much content as possible. This was me as the fat kid at school. I was always picked last at sport. I wasn't particularly athletic at all by any means. Wasn't particularly good at school. Very low self-confidence about myself. And the reason that I love sharing health and fitness, the reason I do, is because of the fact that this is where I started. And this was the vehicle for me to transform my life. For some of the other speakers, the vehicle for them to transform their life was, you know, learning about pickup and all the other things. But for me, it was health and fitness. So that's pretty much what I've dedicated to my life to ever since. I have a fair bit of experience in terms of bodybuilding competitions. This was my very first bodybuilding competition. I weigh about 88 kilos, 87 kilos any day of the week. This was me at just 68 kilos, moments away from hospitalization before my first bodybuilding comp. So when I say I did everything that you could possibly do wrong learning about health and fitness, I did everything possibly you could do wrong. I mean, after my first comp, I put on 14 kilos in the space of 3 days, yeah? So I wasn't particularly healthy, which was the void. And please write this down. Your voids in life dictate your values, okay? So if you don't have health, you will search for health. If you don't have money, you will search for money. Okay, if you don't have women in your life, you're going to search for women. So your voids dictate your values. So for me, it was health and fitness. It was performance. So that motivated me, that inspired me to go out and learn as much as I could. I wanted to be the authority in the world to really get this message across of how to do things the right way. So I competed a few other times. This was my last comp that I did, which was in 2007. And I've got to be honest with you guys, competing, as much as it was fun at the time that I did it, you know, I don't compete anymore. I rather focus on the strength sports, getting my squat up, my deadlift up. That's what's more inspiring to me. However, I do, there's some photos of me here, just recently taken. That's me lifting, I think it's about 210 kilos on a fat bar at a strongman comp, which I won the under 90 kilo division. So, you know, I train, and, you know, for me, it is all about performance. But since then, and learning what I've learnt and the lessons along the way around nutrition, I've been able to create quite a fair bit of success for my clients. And these are just some of the clients who I train and coach. This is actually Janet Kane. Janet Kane's the 4-time Miss Australia, 3-time Ms Olympia. So she is, you know, quite bona fide. She's the best female figure competitor in Australia. Won pretty much every title that the INBA has to offer. And that's her just winning her 4th Australian title with me backstage. At one of our comps, I coached 6 girls this year, and I do a lot of work with fitness girls, or figure and competing, physique competitor, so fitness models. At one of the comps, I had 3 girls compete. They all won their divisions. So, you know, the methods work. That's my beautiful fiancée, Christine. She competed as well. She won her division. Caroline won the fitness model division. Belinda, she won the intermediate at the same comp. These are other girls that I've worked with. So the list goes on and on. Amanda, she won the VIX this year. Lauren transformed her body completely, as you can see. Jenny, she was a mum of 4. Marshall is actually in the room, and he met me at 21% body fat. Now he sits at about 13. He got down in those photos, he was about 8.6. The reason why I show this another guy, interesting story with this guy. He met me around 2006. I taught him my philosophy around nutrition, which is what I'm going to essentially teach you guys today. And he went over to Vegas to be a DJ. And someone said to him, hey, you look good, basically. Why don't you do some modeling? He did some modeling, and now he works as a model in Las Vegas, not bad. Two-time Mr. Australia, Tristan Boyce, who I used to coach in 2009. Eros is actually one of our trainers at Enterprise Fitness. This transformation was 8 months. This is Aiden. More boys that I've coached to be on stage. So the reason why I show you those photos is not to, look at all these photos, you need to get in that shape. No. It's to impress upon you that, what I'm going to teach you guys today in the philosophy, you can pretty much tailor it to whatever level that you want and that is right for you. It's not about competing on stage. It's seriously not. It's not the point that I'm trying to get across. It's about you maximizing your own health and fitness. So before we get rolling, one of my philosophies, and I see this a lot, and I mean, there's probably some of the other coaches and speakers who spoke yesterday who James Marshall definitely this morning, touched on this topic, and people come in and they come to see me, and they want to know what to do because they want to have the result. Now, I'm going to present to you guys, it's not about what you do and it's not about what you have. It's about the person that you become, okay? So there's a formula, and essentially I'll just write this formula over here. And that is be, as you can see on the board, do, and have. Now, a lot of people say to me, Mark, I want to have a great body, I want to have the six-pack, I want to have all that. What do I have to do? Now, that's working with someone on a very superficial level, because the fact is, and I was speaking to someone at lunch, I can give you a 12-week, in this case it was a ketosis diet, I can give you a 12-week ketosis diet. You can lose a whole bunch of weight. But if you're not the person mentally to maintain and sustain those results, you're going to screw it up. It's like 97% of lottery winners go broke within 3 to 5 years, okay, after winning the lottery. Why? Because they're not that person. So in your quest for knowledge, don't look at things that you have to do to have the result. Look at the person that you have to become, okay? And it's really super mega important because, let's face it, the person that I am does not allow me to go to McDonald's. Okay? It does not allow me to use things like canola oil, margarine, even drink Coca-Cola. And people will say, oh, you have a restrictive diet. I don't have a restrictive. I eat whatever the hell I want, whenever the hell I want. It's because what's between my ears is the person who I am. I have a healthy identity about myself and a healthy relationship with food. And I am someone who loves to be physically active. So that is what I'll encourage. And that is what that's the main goal of this presentation, is to get that. Obviously, there's things that you have to do around that, but once you be that person, it becomes very, very easy, almost effortless. So there are 4 factors into getting the body that you want, okay? There's nutrition, training, supplementation, and the key one is the mindset. And that's what I just touched on before, okay? That is key. Who do you be? What does a healthy person do, okay? If I was this healthy person, what actions would I do? Then you will have the result that you want to have, and then almost seamlessly overnight, you'll have lost 10 kilos or put on some weight or whatever the case may be. So my favorite analogy in terms of teaching all this stuff and teaching nutrition, I'll just put this down, is this analogy here, because it kind of puts in perspective, I guess, my philosophy around what and how we were designed to eat and the foods that we should eat. So we all know Australian rules football. At least I think we all know. Hands up for those who know Australian rules football. Okay, go on the Pies. I don't even break for the Pies, but most people do, so why not? Okay, so Australian rules football. Basically, the oval looks like that. Now, what I'm going to use this as a representation of is the time frame in which the human species has been on the planet. Now, there are people that will argue the human species has been on the planet for as much as 15 million years. There are other people who will say, no, it's only 2 million years. So for argument's sake, we'll just say this whole oval represents the past 5 million years of human evolution, okay? So if we all go to the MCG today and we walk from here all the way up to this goal square here. Can I just move this? Yeah, move this in the side, sorry.
Just gonna get this a little bit further up.
No problem.
Sorry about that, man. Keep going.
Easy. So if we walk all the way up to this tiny little goal square here, that represents pretty much, most people say, well, maybe 4.5 or even 4.9 million years, okay? That whole field there. If we look at this tiny little goal square,